Achievement unlocked. 2 players and a podcast now loading.
Welcome back, Dreamers and Flam family. This is Two Peas in a Pod, brought to you by GeneralAndrews and
Flibbityflam.
And we are sponsored by the 8-Bit Dojo and ESN, where we aim to be selfless, not selfish. This is episode 7 of season 2, video game tournaments and favorite video game heroes and villains. All right, Flibbityflam. Dude, you brought a pretty good topic to the table where we just started ranting before we even turned the thing on.
We didn't even hit record and we're already going for it for like 5-10 minutes. We're like, oh wait, we should hold up
gold.
here. This is good.
Sir, let's talk about your golden topic here. Let's put it out on the table. Video game tournaments.
So as a lot of you know, I'm part of this Banjo-Kazooie novice 100% tournament. It's just started. Won my first match. Yay.
Yes. Excellent. Congratulations. That's so cool.
Thank you.
I mean, you had a fire finish, though.
It was a really good finish. Yeah. And PB during the tournament. So that's always feels good.
Any adrenaline?
Oh, a lot.
There we go. Yeah. Woo!
So, I mean, this is also like the first tournament I've ever been a part of because nobody's ever really asked me before and I've never really taken interest into it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
And now I'm wondering to myself, I'm like, why didn't I do this earlier? This was a lot of fun. And
cool.
It also gets your name out there a lot within these communities, too.
All right. That makes sense. Absolutely. Right. I mean, because other people are watching these matches play out because they want to know who wins.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And so there's, I assume, with that being said, that not everyone's on the exact same playing field, that there must be some type of seeding. Or
there is, yeah. I think they did the seeding by like PB before a certain date.
Anything I've been a part of in regards to, which has been very few, but I have done a little tournament action, that, it was based off of PB. And if you didn't have one, go get up there and put one on. Now, I mean, in theory, right, you could, if you don't have a PB up on the board yet and you're supposed to be a part of this thing, it's like you could be like, well, do I want to low play it? You know, where do I want to position myself for this match?
Yeah.
You know?
What was it? One of the top runners was just like, hey, you should just post a really low ball PB and then just do a whole bunch of offline practice and be like the sleeper of the tournament.
Yeah, exactly. The sleeper, right? You know, have some fun with that roller narrative that you could, put yourself in, because it could be self-motivating.
Yeah.
You know, like if I'm doing one of these things, which is so funny, is that nowadays my solo playing is, for example, in a game like Turtles 4 Turtles in Time, which I was predominantly a co-op runner.
Yeah.
Big difference now versus when I was in that tournament.
I was going to say, because you did a Turtles tournament too.
Yes, did a Turtles tournament. And my gosh, I had to go and put a time on the board because I didn't have a time. I wasn't doing solo. And so it's like in post, they did the same thing. And so we had to put times up on the board. And all we did was, as soon as we got a time, okay, cool. We got to practice though.
Yeah.
And we still didn't even practice that much. Like we tried, we got a little bit here, like half an hour there, hour here, and whatnot. But so all the seating and stuff like that made a difference, because once we got to those later rounds, some of those guys are really good.
They are, yeah.
For yourself, I know you've been practicing, but I've seen a lot of online practice. Have you also been doing offline practice for this?
Yes, yeah. Like before, like yesterday, I did some right before bed because that's when I like to practice.
Oh,
it's like before I go to sleep, so I can get all those connections started right in my brain, and then sleep on it so they can finish it.
Wow, well, and it seems like it panned out.
It paid off, yeah. Which was kind of nice.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good right there.
Like my sleep training, it's working.
You had strats on strats.
Yeah.
Right. You got your speed running route and strategizing for what you're doing in a game that's predominantly platforming. with Banjo-Kazooie, because that was the title, right? Banjo-Kazooie,
Yeah.
100% that you were playing.
Yes,
That's
correct.
crazy, and that's a long run too.
It is.
So now, do you like the idea of a long run like that to be able to make the game much more of a competitive environment, or do you think a shorter game makes it a much more competitive environment, just across the board?
I feel
There's so
like
many games, there's so
when
many
it's a
different
longer
mechanics.
run, there's more chances for people to either make mistakes or catch up.
Right. Okay.
So
Okay.
there's that aspect to it. In a shorter run, like 20, 30 minutes, like you make one mistake, it's like it could be over.
That's true too. That's true. I was thinking similar, like Earthbound, right? Something that we've done our own,
Yeah.
bow tournaments, our own just little fun for funsies, for everyone to get out there for those Boogie Bounce Fest tournaments that we did with Sorcerer Siege, DA, Hannibal Graham, Cerium.
Yeah.
Those were some fun things, and yet that, depending where your mistake was in those, was a heart wrencher, because you would lose 4 or 5
Yeah.
minutes, and now you had to hope somebody else would run into bad RNG because you were not coming back,
Yeah.
and you still had RNG to deal with going forward.
Good old PRV.
Oh gosh, it hurts. Do not die to Carpenter.
Oh,
Do not die to Carpenter. Your run is over if you die to Carpenter.
it's such a long trek back.
That if there is any spot you want to for sure play super safe in that run, it would have been at Carpenter. And I went for it, man, every time on that guy.
I did too.
I went for it every time on that guy. And I was 50-50. But if I had played it safe, it would have been better.
Yeah, a little less adrenaline going.
I could have saved it for a better spot to have, to be able to go aggro, and therefore going aggro, and the reward would have been worth it because the fallback wouldn't have been as severe.
Correct.
But shoot, I can't remember who played it safe on. I think it was you who played it safe on Boogie Tent.
I played it
still
super
got
safe.
Destroyed.
Yeah, and I still got destroyed. Yeah, that's right.
I thought
I did everything safe. And yeah. I got wrecked still.
The one random generated situation that is the exact one you never want to happen.
Yeah.
And that's what you got. I can't remember what it was. It's been just long enough. Oh, Jeff's rocket's not hitting.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Something happens where Jeff's rockets just shoot everywhere, and like only one
hits, and it's a low roll on top of that.
Yeah, you're
even
like,
having
no!
the backup bottle rocket too. And he's still got another low roll on that, and it's like, damn.
Oh gosh. So tournaments, though, man. So you like them?
I do.
Okay.
I was very hesitant at first, but like this is a good experience, and I would like to do more.
Do you think you're only going to stick to banjo tournaments?
Oh heck no.
Okay.
No.
What other tournaments come to mind now that you start to kind of branch your thinking out past that? Since you were kind of not doing tournament thought processes.
I know.
Besides the funsies we'd put on.
Ocarina of Time has like a No I Am Wrong Warp, or GSR as it's known now.
GSR. Why is it called GSR?
Ganon source requirement.
Got it. Okay.
Meaning you have to defeat Ganon.
Right on. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That simplifies it.
Yeah. Without getting into too much of it, because that could be a whole cast on its own.
Exactly. I was like, wait, oh no, reel it back in.
But yeah, they do that tournament, I think twice a year or something like that.
Okay.
And a bunch of different, like Makami Hero, we both know him.
Yeah,
like, he's always in
Makami.
it. And a bunch of other people that I know too. And I've just never A, finished a run of that, or B, gotten good enough to be comfortable in a tournament sort of thing. But hopefully after this tournament I can get back to
feel a little more like, yeah, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I mean, are you gonna start doing Rubik's cubes as well?
I have one, and I've thought about it.
You mentioned Makami, and I have to mention Rubik's cubes because I just think that's such a.
Will I be as good as he is at Rubik's cubes? No, not at first. But...
I don't know. He beats robots, man.
Dude, he does. Like, that's the crazy part.
He beats robots. So, I mean, if he's beating robots, like, it's not. For me, myself, I'd be like, no, it's cool if I lose to him.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like, come on, he's beating robots.
That's lost impressive. To the Taz fingers.
Yeah. What? How did he do that?
Yeah.
So okay, cool, very cool. I thought tournaments, we were talking about this earlier. I think it'd be cool to also have tournaments that were similar to the ones that were being done on Twitch for speedrunning, where you have a certain amount of time to get your best time.
Yes, yeah. Like you
So
have
yeah,
two
you
two
go for a
hours, I think,
draft.
is what they do,
Yeah,
and they're
2 hours for like a 30-minute game. So you
Mhm.
can like, okay, do I reset now? Do I, you had all those options at your disposal, so you could try to push it.
Yeah.
Because there's times where I've played it safe, and because I was just trying to play it so safe, I screwed up because I
Yeah.
don't normally do that.
I felt that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'm going to do this instead. Oh no, Wilbur! And you see,
Wilbur.
I time it all wrong because
Yeah.
I'm not when I.
So you're used to doing the other strat, and now you've got
Correct.
a different camera angle, like, or
Yep.
it's a different flow, and it's like,
Which is
oh,
funny you say that because you're playing these 3D games. I'm like, different
That's
camera
true.
angle. You crazy son of a gun. I'm like, no, just keep it one.
No, one
plane.
angle.
One
Always go to
angle.
the right.
Right, and if you make me go left, I'm going to get agitated.
I'm gonna be very, very angry.
My wrist has finally built up enough of a tension-filled callus to deal with pressing right for at least 30 minutes straight.
Don't
Don't
put
you
that
make
left on
press
me.
left? You think I can handle that kind of pressure?
Analog stick. You're crazy, man.
Oh my god! Get that out of here! Hollow Knight, what are you doing? Just work every time I touch the controller.
Yeah. Make me look good.
Yes, come on. I feel good. Make
Yeah.
me look good. Damn. Just trying my heart out here.
But those tournaments are always really nice. And I
Was
think
there
they should
anything that
definitely do
you
more.
didn't like about the tournaments? If there is just anything you didn't like about them, if it's setup time, if it's nerves, is there anything you feel that
nerves definitely, like,
okay,
since I'm not used to it, right? Like
Yeah,
going
yeah.
through, like, I've done Mumbo's or like Spiral Mountain, the very first section of that game, so many times. And it's like my heart was going 1,000 miles a minute though. And I'm just like, I
Yes,
don't
of
know
course
what
it
to
was.
do.
Right? Like, what the heck's happening right now? Even though, like, this is not the hard part, right? Like, this
Yeah.
is not the part that's supposed to be the challenge.
Like,
Like, I'm
this
just
is
getting in the flow, but like,
easy
it's like,
part.
because I could keep doing this part faster. Is he doing this exact part faster? How are they doing it faster? Like,
Yeah.
you just hold up and right. This is bullshit.
That's it. Do they have? Is their characters faster than mine? I feel like their
Hold on.
characters faster than mine.
Are you using a ROM? Is that what's
Are you
happening? Right now?
using
Are you
a
using a ROM?
Are you at 2x speed?
Yeah, are you?
You running this at 60 frames?
Hello, turbo controller.
Mm.
I see that flashing red light.
Yeah.
No rumble packs.
No.
Damn rumble packs, Annie. It's not allowed.
None.
But it feels good.
I like the rumbly.
And it lets me know when to jump.
Let's know what to jump.
That'd be crazy. Someone use like a rumble pack for like perfect timing.
Yeah.
It gives them like the tactile response they need to like always nail the tricks.
Yeah.
It's like, who the hell uses a goddamn rumble pack?
It's the first thing I turn off in any game. Is like, oh, this has rumble features. Off. Thank you. See you later.
As a kid, when those first came out, though, it was mind blowing. So
Yeah.
it was like, oh, this is so cool, dude. But yeah, like nowadays when I think about it, it's like, no, stop shaking that shit out of my hands.
This is annoying.
Like I already have that with my foot when I'm at a desk for too long and I'm just like getting antsy and I start bouncing my leg. I don't need my hands just naturally start shaking.
Yeah. Exactly.
Become more fidgety than I already am.
It's like,
That's cool though.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool, and it makes sense though about the nerves in regards to the runs, because I even had that feeling anytime we would start any of the the mega marches, the boogie bounce fest,
Same
or whatever. It's just like no, I've already done this level, and I could keep my cool usually through Flashman's level. Going into Airman though, bam, stricken with paranoia. It was like, is this screen brighter than normal? Oh, I can't see. me, those white clouds and that background, but those jams are just fueling your blood. They're just
they're like, go, just keep going.
And you're going and you're trying and you're hoping that you're seeing what you think you're seeing, and then you go to jump. Oh, you got knocked back. Damn, okay, I didn't jump in time. All right, you're going for the jump. You can do it. Oh no, okay, quick, pause buffer.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a couple times, like, I thought, like, after a couple stages, it would just be like the nerves would be gone, right?
Yeah.
And then it showed up in like some pathing where muscle memory was right?
Yes.
But
yes.
my brain overrode my muscle memory and was like, no, it's that way, bro. I'm like, no, yeah, you're right, it is that way.
Well,
and I'm like, no. Like, as soon as I'd hit the screen transition, I'm like, this is the wrong way. Damn it.
Oh god, especially the screen transitions. Oh. It makes me think of Zelda Link's Awakening.
It's
like going. Wait, why would I go over here? You start to get ahead of yourself for some reason. It's like,
It's like, why am I 3 splits ahead? We don't see this till like 20 minutes.
Oh god, yes, yeah. You go to the wrong dungeon.
Ugh.
You're supposed to go to them out of order.
Yes.
Chat's all telling you, but you should go in order. Oh, you're right. I should go in. No, wait, no. Oh my god, what was I doing? I need the rod.
Damn it, Chat.
What are you doing? You're sabotaging the run. Well, thought it'd be funny.
No, it's not funny.
I'm laughing now, but this is like months after it happened.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't want to wait that long for my giggles. Killing me.
Seriously.
But yeah, video game tournaments are pretty cool. I also thought a good idea someday would be having ones where, similar to those Twitch ones with the time limit to get a run in, but a time limit to get a certain amount of challenges done.
Yeah.
And then we kind of tangent off of that for a little while, talking about little American Ninja Warrior. And then the Ninja Warrior, which I actually want to go back to that Ninja Warrior topic that we had on our side conversation.
Yeah. God, I love that show.
Off camera, off mic. I loved that original one.
The original was so good.
Much. The original Ninja Warrior was insane. So when you talk about how you felt during these tournament runs, right? I know how I've felt in some of these tournament runs. I'm now picturing there's that moment that kind of sort of feels like this Ninja Warrior escapade.
Yeah.
There's nothing but the glory.
Exactly.
I'm not getting paid, right?
Nope.
I'm probably spending way more time on this than I should.
Yeah, exactly.
But guess what? I'm doing it anyways.
That's just straight for glory rights, really. It's like, hey, we've got this obstacle course. It's really kind of difficult. And there's a really long wait time to do it. It's like, you'll get in, but like, it's long wait time. But you got to hit that button.
I tell you though, like, it was crazy because like you'd watch person after person on round one, and then like 7 people get through.
Mm-hmm.
There was hundreds of people that went.
Hundreds, yeah.
7 people got through. Now round 2 goes. Right?
Round 2.
Round 2 is crazy.
Woo!
Crazy. Like, the knobs, they're like upside down.
Dude, that makes the first round look like it was done by babies. Like,
yeah, correct. It's like, okay, I'm looking at the second round, like, okay, I might get there, but I would immediately lose as soon as after that. Like, okay, you want me to wrap? And then like, but some of it's in play, but some of it's out of play. So if you touch out of play, boom, DQ'd. So it was just like, whoa, this is crazy. And you'd have to know that without like, you can't test it and they tell you no. You just have to know that going into those things. And so sometimes I feel in some of these tournaments too, it makes me think of the idea like, hopefully you know all the things that you're supposed to do that you can and can't do. Like, oh, don't use save and quit here.
Yeah,
you're not allowed to do that
in a no up A save and quit tournament. No save and quit.
Exactly.
Like,
yes, no save and quit on level 4.
Yeah.
It manipulates the RNG into unfair patterns or something, whatever, right? And so it's just like those types of things come into mind. And you were describing the first Ninja Warrior and his makeup. Would you mind going ahead and filling everyone else in on
good old Makoto Nagano? One of the only names I've ever memorized, period.
Like the fact that you knew the name, like, blows my mind. The whole time you're like, so this guy, I'm like, oh, yeah, that guy
so
sounds
this
cool.
dude. But no, it was just because I had watched the show for like several months prior, and like I'd never seen somebody win, and this guy just comes out and kills all three, all three.
Well,
No, all four rounds.
Yeah,
of
there's
it.
3 rounds to get to the mountain. Or
The mountain, which is basically what, like a 40-foot climb straight up in a rope.
Straight up,
Just straight up. It's a rope.
no matter what the elements are.
Yeah, and you
If
have
it's
30
raining out,
seconds.
you have like this very minimal amount of time to get to the top.
30 seconds, 40 foot straight up. Here's a rope. That's it. That's all you get.
Go.
And Makoto Nagano was the first one ever to get it done. And he didn't do any like formal training for it like I've seen people do. Like this guy is a fisherman he's a boat captain that smokes a pack a day of cigarettes.
You know, that's what's so funny about that. It's like, because it also makes it feel like even in video games, in theory, you could still pull something like that off as well, you know, where it's like, you know, I'm feeling it today. I'm just going to show up. Geez, you haven't played the game in like 6 months. You've been out on a boat.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah, but what's going to hurt from trying?
Yeah, what's going to hurt from trying, man? It's for free.
Oh.
You got some time to kill.
Yeah, exactly. We have to go back for another 3 months. I can sit in the line for a couple days.
Because that's just, it's so cool how some of those things can happen. And those feats, like that is insane to have that, you know, skill. And so for like example, for you winning today and every run going forward, it's just really cool to see the growth in that.
Yeah, because runners get better as the tournament goes on and they get more used to the pressure and everything.
I remember my nerves by round 3 were gone in the sense of, oh my gosh, how do I do this thing? Right?
Yeah.
And like, okay. Versus I just knew I was outmatched in my matchup.
Yeah.
So the pressure was that I couldn't mess up because I was outmatched in my matchup. Versus like the pure adrenaline of, oh my gosh, we're doing a
we're
run.
We're racing.
We're a race.
We're racing,
you know,
bro.
Someone's keeping track of my record.
Yeah, exactly right. That's not me.
Oh my gosh.
Heck yeah.
And so, with that awesomeness, I'd like to kind of branch from there into the good and bad realms of video game heroes, heroines, villains, and villainesses.
Oh man, I've been waiting for this one.
So let's see here. I feel we should give a top 3 for each and feel to extrapolate on at least one of your choices for either your good or bad. I think that'd be fun for the audience to learn kind of our perspective
on it. Yeah.
You know, again, because we talk a lot about skill stuff, a lot about application of things such as, you know, yourself within your brand. And why not let people know what do we like from a plot side of things, or what kind of quirky things outside? Because, you know, why would you like villains? Right? Why? You want to be a good guy. Good guys should like the good guy,
right? I'm like, nah.
Why? It's a video game.
Yep.
Right? So the suspension of reality, suspension of believing it's real, allows you to enjoy these oddities that are the villains in some video games.
Exactly.
So, what would be let's start with the good guys, because I'm sure people want to kind of get an understanding before we go off the deep end here. So what about your 3 for heroes?
My 3 for heroes. Well, one of them is definitely Lloyd from Tales of Symphonia.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lloyd was just this guy in a little town, right? Like it always happens in RPGs. It's not like it's a new concept.
I know, what the heck? These little small tucked away towns on a hillside.
Yeah, but it starts off like you don't really like him.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. You're like, oh, this guy.
It's not great. Like his moral compass is a little shook a little bit.
All right.
But he just develops his character, and then, you know, you go on, you save the world or whatever. And I like Lloyd a lot. Just seeing his character develop throughout the whole story.
So you appreciated his growth.
Yes.
And not just in his stat line, because obviously you leveled up.
No, yeah. I appreciate character growth and development.
Okay, so you don't need them to be the tried and true character of glory from the start of the game to the end of the game.
Yeah.
So Lloyd comes in as this little dare I say, Wild Thing from Major League, little Charlie Sheen action, whipping
Yeah,
that fastball in there. Not quite doing it for anybody but himself at first. Then finds out, you know what,
exactly.
this team
Yeah,
thing is kind of cool.
it's like, oh yeah.
We're gonna rally against the enemy here. Just like in Major League, it was, it actually was his owner. So that didn't really work out the same way. But with that, what's another hero or heroine that comes
I
to
was just
mind?
gonna say my next one's a heroine from the same series. I like this
Huh.
series because of the
Okay,
story.
cool.
I had to go look up her name because I was like, it's been a while since I played it, and I also never finished it too, but I got close enough.
Hey, okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
But
Some
it's
games are super long. RPGs.
yeah,
Hello.
but it's Velvet Crow from Tales of Berseria.
Oh yes, I remember you delving into that one. That's a long game though.
It is a very long game.
I mean that makes sense why you didn't complete it.
And I'm notorious for starting RPGs and never finishing them.
Oh yeah,
As well.
I'm bad about that too.
But I loved Velvet Crow because she literally starts off with just vengeance and revenge in her head, and that's all she wants. That's it. That's all she wants. Period.
Okay.
And
straightforward.
Yes, very straightforward.
But so far, this doesn't sound like a heroine. It sounds really, okay.
Yeah,
So fill us in here.
Villainess as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the whole gimmick is that she has like this demon arm, and like for her to eat, she literally has to kill people.
Oh, her only satiation is through humans.
Yes, exactly. Humans are demons, something along those lines. I can't remember the particulars.
Okay.
But
still, okay. The consumption of beings
of otherworldly things, not from food.
That's a pretty badass ability. Again, because it's in a video game and not real life.
Yeah.
That's in real life. I'm going to freak out. All right.
Yeah.
But in a video game, that sounds pretty sweet.
But then do
you ever get to see her use that
oh yeah
consumption? Okay, that's part of it. Cool,
yeah.
Cool. I wasn't sure if there's like a cutscene or if it was a.
There's a couple, especially at the very beginning. It just throws you in one, and somebody who set you free, you end up having to eat.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
It's like, I guess this is this type of game.
Wow, it's funny you say that because last night, chat was all like, "Oh man, you should go back and check on the wormies and everything."
Oh God, I saw that. I'm so sorry.
Oh my God! And I went to that, and then it was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
The
consumption of all those. Oh my God! I just wanted to just destroy it. And everyone's like, "No, they're happy." I'm like, "No, I'm not happy."
Yeah.
This is wrong.
No, this is
a video game. I'm about to throw my controller at the screen. It's over. Everyone else is all giggles. I'm like, no. My heart is broken into a million pieces right now.
Yeah.
I saved all of these sons of bitches. All right. In these like ridiculously perilous corners and crevices.
It's not easy.
And I even had ones that were there was those imitation wormies that were enemies. They're so annoying with that sound. It's just like, oh my gosh, you creatures of doom. So that these some of these things that make me, it's like, oh my goodness gracious, you get to see these other sides of the games and what people enjoy or don't enjoy. So her having this ability to consume was an enjoyable one versus me seeing the consumption of the other was not an enjoyable one, right? But they're all video games, right? Yeah. It's all, what the heck, why, but it's so interesting how we would delve ourselves into these roles where it's like, no, that's not okay here, though.
I don't feel right about this.
This is wrong. They're worms.
Yeah, right? Before. They're all bugs.
I've gone fishing before, and I've used worms or whatever as bait. Like, hello. Well, I'm not some saint, but it's just it's one of those things where it's just such an interesting connection. All right, though,
let's go.
Do we want to wrap up your third and final?
I say we go 2 and 2, and then we save our best for last.
All right, saving the bests for last.
So what would be your two
you're probably
heroes?
Not surprised by the first one here. All right, because the first one actually comes from a series I play pretty much every week, Mega Man.
Good.
And why Mega Man? And here's why Mega Man is technically number 2. Mega Man's not number 1, but that's because Mega Man's very simplistic character. And the reason why I like Mega Man actually stems from the fact that they made a cartoon, if you remember this, in the 90s.
Yeah.
And that actually brought life to Mega Man.
Yeah.
And I think that's where there's a lot of disconnect for a lot of individuals out there where it's like, it's just Mega Man, man. It's like, no, dude, that's not Mega Man. They've got him in a box, dude. They've got him just shut in and like he's just a walking to the right robot. No, man. He had character. He had to save his sister. He had to protect Dr. Light and the citizens.
Yeah.
He was going to do it. And he didn't have to, man. He could have just been with Wily, bro, and just destroy everything. You know, why not? He's a goddamn robot.
Yeah.
But he didn't. He didn't do it. And like, to me, it was such a cool concept of the fact that you could just keep on throwing the same character at me for how many installments before they finally started to slow down.
Yeah.
You know, with the Mega Mans coming out, because you had your Mega Man, then you went into your Mega Man X's.
Yeah.
You know, then you started to get into your X and Y's and Z series. That
Yeah.
such a simple character could be so endearing to myself to want to continue to use them, right? As I do when playing Mega Man 2.
Yeah.
Or try to reminisce with anyone who can remember the cartoon series at all, because it was just such a short-lived but really, really good way to bring his character to life.
Yeah. That's exactly. It gives you a little more backstory on who Mega Man really is, because it's not just a jump and shoot man. He ain't just that.
Correct. Yeah, you know, and that's what a lot of people think that never saw that 2-season escapade that was Mega Man. And that's why he's one of my 3 heroes. One of my other ones is oh my gosh, why is it slipping from me right now? Cecil from Final Fantasy IV.
Ah, good old Cecil.
Or Final Fantasy II is what I grew up as, you know, growing up in North America and everything. I didn't quite. It's so interesting what I thought as a kid versus what I think now when I went back and played it again about a couple of years ago. That originally I thought his first armor was just the coolest thing.
It is, yeah.
His Dark Knight armor was so cool to me. Also, I love to go by the name Dark Knight as like a gamer tag username for the longest time. I just love the name Dark Knight. It was like, yeah, you know, I'm not the Black Knight, you know, so I'm not necessarily saying I'm, you know, on the side of, you know, evil in regards to how they usually portray those armor colors. That to me it was just like, you know, because it was that like that off purple, you know, for his like a really, really deep shade blue.
Yep, you know how I love purple, so like
yeah, that's true. That's
design.
But that's not his power. His power is unlocked when he finally becomes a paladin.
Yeah,
and it was so interesting because the way that he learns and grows from his past is both a looking into himself through the mirror moment, but was it also his father?
Yeah.
Letting him know it's time to break this cycle of just following like a blind sheep.
Yeah.
Something is wrong here. You witnessed it out there on your way up here.
Oh, yeah, right? Especially the sacrifices on the way that happened.
You saw that as you were coming up here. You should know better. How are you going to do this? So you have to fight yourself.
Yeah.
Right? You have to fight yourself. So now you are the paladin, and you need to fight your Dark Knight self to prove what can, you know, like, are you past this? And I remember when I first got to that as a kid, that was such a ridiculously hard fight. I don't know why. My brain was just like, oh, this is so much. You know,
because you're used to having a party at that point, and then it's like, nah, it's just him.
Yeah, it's just you. It's back to so like that felt so weird. Because before that, the only other RPG I had played was on the NES, which was Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
And you start with a party of 4 unless someone like perishes, then you adapt at that point in time. but that one didn't have divergent plot lines where you would experience, oh, your character has been kidnapped, or they have to go on this mission to save their sister,
Yeah.
and so it's just like, whoa. And so these elements are being brought into this game, and I remember just gravitating towards that idea of you might have been doing something before because you were put in a position that didn't allow you to see outside that. But now here you go. Here's the perspective. Now that you've been presented the perspective, what are you going to do with that information?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you could keep on perishing.
Yeah.
Right.
Turn
or
the
you
game
keep
off
on perishing with the want to get past that.
Mm-hmm.
You could just never play the game again and say, I'm a Dark Knight.
Yep, I'm a Dark Knight. Sorry. See you later.
Fuck you. I'm a Dark
Knight. In the trash.
I work for the Baron.
I work for the Baron. This is who I am.
Knight. And that's what you could have made that decision. Now, I don't know how many people actually were like, okay. Right? Like, think about everyone who's ever played that. Right there, that happens. Nope, game done.
Sorry.
I did enough. I don't care if I spent $50 on the game. Nope.
It's over. It's over for
Good.
me.
I did it. When you get there, you make a decision, and I hold my ground. I'm satisfied.
I'm very set in my ways. Dang it.
A+ game. A+ game. Thank you. Make another. And so that's those types of things where that I was able to take from that now. Back then, it was just more, the concepts were so cool, and like the fact that you turn into this more powerful being by shedding this this dark side, and then obviously now I've been able to take it further in my own way of understanding how you're presented in these situations. It's just really cool. It kind of has a young appeal and an older appeal at the same time.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to get more powerful in a video game, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it's like, yeah, all right, that's 2.
Yes. Now, are we gonna do? Let's do the last of the heroes, and then we'll give the villains their shot.
Yeah, the villains need to have their own little.
They need their own. I thought I'm like, then we'll go back. I'm like, no. Let's just wipe.
We gotta let the heroes hold their place in time right now.
Yeah, my number one hero that I've always liked, and I didn't appreciate more till later in life, was Samus Aran.
Wow, that's a good one. That's
really
a good one.
Such a good heroine. Doesn't bitch, doesn't moan, doesn't complain, just goes out and gets the job done.
Like a badass, though.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, those skills aren't just like some robotic set of skills.
No,
or something else controlling her.
Yeah, it's
she's
like
just a straight up assassin.
Yeah, exactly.
She is awesome.
The galaxy's #1 bounty hunter.
Number 1 bounty hunter. And what's funny though, for being a bounty hunter, is her penchant for saving the universe.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true.
From these invasive species that was supposed to be,
probably pay to have a secretary that would probably
yeah, exactly.
maybe look at your jobs a little closely.
I need you to make some better decisions for me, because obviously I'm just taking everything right now.
I've blown up 4 planets and a space station so far. Like, what?
The allure of money and showing off my best skill sets is too appealing to me. So please help me. Oh God. Now, when you have played as Samus, did you start with the Super Metroid, or did you actually start with the original Metroid?
No, I started with Super Metroid.
Okay,
and
cool.
When I was a kid, I think my friend had it, so I never really played it a lot, because that game gives you 0 direction.
No, you're right.
It's what to do. So it's as a kid, it's like, no, I don't want to play this.
Correct. It started a genre in its own.
Yeah.
Right. The combination of that and Castlevania created this, Metroidvania appeal.
But I later in life, I learned to speedrun it, and then I played it, and I'm like, this is just a good game overall. Same and then when it translated to 3D with like the Metroid Primes.
Right. I never played any of the 3D ones.
They're so good.
Okay.
It gives all the hearts of the original just in a 3D space, and they did a really excellent job on it.
Really, I always felt like it couldn't be captured in that way to where it'd feel good too. I thought it would feel too clunky.
Yeah, you think that at first, but no, she controls real well.
Okay, okay, that's really cool because like I've only played the one. Well, yes, I've only played the one installment, which was the Super Metroid, and I
Yeah.
always enjoyed that game. And I can't remember, I didn't finally actually beat it until this last year or so, because again, right, no direction.
No direction, yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I get here and I got there. I killed 2 bosses, but what? Where else do I? How do I get?
What
Huh?
else do I do? I don't know where to go. Okay, I'll just
The
turn them
boss
off.
didn't say anything. He's supposed to do this long diatribe.
Yeah.
Of, okay, if you can defeat me, you need to go to Yo-Yo Castle next. Ha ha ha! But you won't get there, punk. And it's like, oh, okay, fight time, dude. You know, be like, wait, Yo-Yo Castle. That's where I go next.
Yeah, exactly. There's no exposition whatsoever.
There's no. All right, are you ready to fight? You know, like you're waiting for like a DBZ scene to start up, right?
Yeah,
Like, okay,
exactly.
power up, you know, and then it's like, nope, no, this is Metroid. They're just gonna start beating your ass right away. Fire, spewing all directions, or whatever you call it, fading in and out of reality as it happens in Fantoon.
Fuck that guy.
Yeah, Fantoon.
Yeah.
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 Love that place.
Then what about you? Your number one hero.
My number one hero actually is Chrono from Chrono Trigger.
Who would have guessed?
No, actually, it's not. It's from Chrono Trigger, but it's Robo. Robo.
Oh, that's such a better pick.
My favorite. Because honestly, Chrono is just you yourself, right?
Yeah.
So like, if you pick Chrono, really, you're just picking.
I am my favorite hero.
I am my favorite hero. Okay. But no, it's Robo. Again, why it's like, weird. I have this affection for robots, you know.
Yeah.
And but the way that they painted his story is just so like, you want the heart-wrenching parts of like the series, just make sure you do anything like side quest, everything in the main story with Robo, and you're gonna get like the full shebang of what this guy has gone through, what he has endured, because you know he's a robot. They wait out time.
Yeah.
But they are at a point where the AI still understands that, oh, well, I thought that, you know, we were set to do a said thing, and now why are you doing another said thing? Well, programming says otherwise. And it's like, well, no, we are the programming. And you know, this back and forth different differences in how, even as a robot, the robots themselves can't agree to maintain a certain flow of thinking.
Yeah.
They've been given an opportunity to think outside of order of operations, and a lot of them want to just fall right back in line, being a sheep and being a part of order of operations.
And Robo's like, nope, fuck that.
Robo's
shit.
not that, but it crushes him because some of his friends are ones he has to destroy now.
Yeah.
Right. Ooh. Other ones that started attacking him and say, no, guys, we're friends. And then just start beating down on him. So like the very first time you get Robo, he's just getting the shit beaten out of him. Right. And then you try to kind of get in there to like stop it, or because he doesn't want to fight his friends.
Yeah. Damn.
And they just all start beating on him. Right. Right. And so like, it's like, for he being a robot, he actually represented so many other real things that happened.
So
that betrayal.
Tropes. Yeah.
In different ways, right? Like certain ones where he'd been gone for too long, but it's like, what, the whole site's been like shut down. Like no one was moving. I just got turned back on.
Yeah.
You want, yeah. It's like, what? No, my friends. And then later, you know, for that side quest, I wish I could think of, because they have robot number names, but the pink, you know, robot or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Her name or whatever it is. I can't remember what it is.
You know, and not that they were lovers per se. I mean, they're robots, but like there was definitely more. There was definitely a friendship there.
Yes, definitely.
And that would matter to him, I am sure, based off of the dialogue that was being put out there. And so it was a big deal for that. But then out of all the things, right? He had gotten new friends. He'd gone on this journey for saving the world. And then you leave him with Fiona, excuse me, to go ahead and till those fucking lands for hundreds of years.
Jesus.
And then you get him, and he's just a rusty pile of bolts, still like, yep, I'm here, but I didn't forget. And it's like, oh God, Robo! You know what I mean? Like, oh, we even betrayed Robo.
Jeez.
At the end of it all. But you get a pretty cool, thing unlocked. But it's just one of those, things where you make these decisions in the game, and you get to learn also what are your consequences for doing so. Like, where is your moral compass located at, or how do you rationalize it?
Exactly.
It's a video game. I'm getting the powerful upgrade.
It's a video game, and I have all these choices.
But now, when you are presented with that in real life, are you going to still make the video game choice, or are you going to make the real life choice now?
Yeah.
Things to always play with whenever you play video games, right? Like, I make video game choices because they're video games.
Exactly.
And I know that. But hopefully other people have that same, approach with it. It's a video game. But some people, life and everything's a video game. You're like, oh God.
No, I just roll everything with my D20.
Stop mashing A. Stop mashing A. Who keeps on hitting pause? Stop it.
Who keeps on pause buffering this door?
God, I just tried to go to the store. Stop pause buffering. God dang it. All right, here we go. Let's finish this shebang.
Let's finish it off.
Episode with the dirtiest of the dirties.
The dirty dirties, the villains. My favorites.
Nasties. And honestly, these are my favorites.
Same.
It's gonna be hard for me to keep them to their 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of good ones out there.
There's a lot of very, very good ones. So, sir, do you want to start off again? Because I was ranting there.
Yeah, I'll start off again, and then I'll get my 2 out. Number 1, not my true number 1, but my number 1, Unalesca from Final Fantasy X.
Oh, didn't see that one coming, honestly.
Right? But like, I thought about it, and I'm like, she basically brainwashes an entire society.
That's pretty bad.
To sacrifice themselves. God. Just for it to happen over and over and over again.
That feels so Philosopher Stony.
Yeah, exactly, right?
It's just like, ooh. Give me chills.
Ooh. And and like the whole cutscene before you even fight her is just like, she just doesn't care. She doesn't give 2 shits about it. She's like, yeah, that's just how it is, bitch. Like, what are you gonna say?
Right? What are you gonna do?
Like, you kill me, then you have no way to kill Sin. This is kind of a predicament we got here.
Wow, though, that's a good one. I've got goosebumps over here on that, because it's like, oh, that's a really good point. Dang.
Yeah.
Was there anything redeeming about her besides her sinister application within the game?
For Final Fantasy X graphics, she looks hot, and she doesn't have a whole lot of clothes on, but that's about it.
Okay. So she had good animations, as they would say.
Yes.
Okay.
Great assets.
Oh, okay. Got it. Wow. Look at that. A full. I don't know how do you now beat that?
Yeah.
Right. You just put it all out there on the thing. Super sinister, top tier and animation stats, and qualifications.
Yeah.
Thus, I mean, is there even a more evil or enjoyable villain for you?
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh yeah.
Holy crap! I love villains. Are what I identify with more when I play games.
Okay.
Because I just like them. I like them a lot.
Right.
They're just so good. A good villain can really make a video game.
Oh yeah, no one of my I noticed my favorite villain for video games. I won't say it yet, but my favorite villain for video games follows along a line of a lot of my favorites for different um genres too in their in that application of that role and just how it just keeps you going like what and like I thoroughly enjoy that aspect of a lot of them, and some villains are pretty straightforward in
Yeah.
their what they are and what they do, like Ganon for me. Like Ganon for
Yes.
me is not one that I would say is one of my favorites.
Hmm.
He's there and he exists. He's not my least favorite.
Yeah.
But I'm not like, oh, I'm blown away by Ganon being Ganon. I'm just kind of like, you do what you got to do, Pigman.
You get out there. You're evil. We get it. We understand.
Yeah. You want power? Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, so do I. You keep showing up again. We get it. I understand.
Yeah. I keep on going further back in time to get rid of you. Jesus.
Yes.
Gosh. How many horses do I have to ride to find you again?
Yeah. How many?
All right.
And then
so what would be number 2?
Number 2, Albert Wesker.
Albert Wesker
From
what game?
the Resident Evil series.
Oh, okay. It's coming in. Okay. Still in my brain hole now. I like it.
Because a lot like you don't hear his name unless you like really played the games or whatnot, and like the later games is when like he really shows. Well, I guess he's in like the remake of 0 or 1 or whatever it's called too.
Okay,
but
I didn't play that one.
Yeah, but I've been running RE5 co-op, so we have to fight him.
Yeah, with that Walter.
But it's given me a more appreciation of him as a villain, because like he's also one of the he wanted to destroy the whole world. He wanted to spread the plague, just to spread the plague and let the survival of the fittest survive.
Wow. So like it wasn't even to create something necessarily. It was more just, hey, let's see what happens.
Exactly. Yeah. Wow. There's like little like to no purpose to it besides just trying to let the strong fight it out, because he felt like he himself, like his vanity is insane.
Yes. Right.
Because he's like, I am the strongest, so of course I'm going to survive. But now I gotta do it to everybody else now too.
It's like, well, I already know me, but let's see about you.
Yeah.
What?
Exactly.
No, I don't even know that. No, I need to. What?
No, God, exactly. Can't we do like a poll? And it was like, no, I'm gonna inject you with this shit, and then we're gonna see if you can survive or not. Like, that's it. This is what's happening.
Oh gosh, no, that's good though. Another good one, my dude.
Yeah. All right, now it's on to your 2.
This would be number 3. But again, you know me. I always have some very odd and interesting perspectives. Maybe we'll use interesting so I sound better than I actually. Perspectives on things. But for me, number 3 would be whatever you'd like to call the amalgamation that is the windfish. And the reason why, again, now this actually plays back a little bit when I talked about Cecil and his growth as a character, and you having to deal with that fight. Similar idea here in the Windfish fight, which is a 6-parter also, which I remember that was just insane as a kid. Like, another form. Oh my God, another form. Like, I remember when I got to the one that looks like Ganon, I was like, okay, this makes sense. This is round 4.
Yeah.
This is round 4 here. Here we go. And then after you do that, round 5 is this super fast, sneaky one that only takes 1 hit if you do a charge up.
Correct. Yeah.
But it's so fast and on your ass that if you don't do that, you're getting the crap beat out of you. Okay, so you do that, and now you're to the 6th phase, and you're like, what do I do with this? So little in the fight was really, really cool, right? There's this constant, evolution within this fight that you're dealing with. But realistically, once you win, you have actually destroyed everything that at the same time you were kind of fighting for. But at the same time, you weren't fighting for it because you were fighting for yourself to get off of this island.
Yeah.
That was in your
In
head,
your head? Question mark?
right? Right? Because when you died, you seem pretty dead.
Yeah.
But so this whole weird dream element thing where you were kind of locked into your own psyche because you were out on this, you were going, I can't remember where you're heading after A Link to the Past, but after A Link to the Past, you get on this boat and you're sailing, and
Yeah,
that's
going
where,
somewhere.
bam, now you hit Link's Awakening. And Link's Awakening is where you somehow during this storm you're capsized and whatnot, and you're in. Supposedly you went on this island, but you wake up on your crashed up boat or whatever. Instead, once the game is done, and it's like, wait, so was I fighting myself? And do I feel good about that or not? Because also at the same time, there's different things inside that game that allow you to decide, do I choose good decisions or bad decisions? Because you can steal in that game, for example.
Yeah.
One of the Easter eggs is that you can steal in that game. The game tells you you can do that, but do you feel good about yourself? And now you'll be permanently name changed for the rest of the game.
Yep, labeled a thief.
Labeled a thief. Now, as a speedrunner, I don't mind because it's about going fast. It's one of the things I'm going to have to deal with is that half that game I'm going to be considered a thief because I'm stealing time.
That's a good way of looking at it.
But like as when I remember playing, it's like, no, I don't want to do that. My name is so important to me, and bada bing, bada boom, these different things that arose because this final enemy, this villain of this game was not to the standing of your typical, because it was you, or was it you? Always a fun one to question mark. Always a fun one to kind of debate with other individuals on.
That is interesting.
All right.
I wouldn't have thought that one.
So now another one of mine. Kind of, I don't know if you want to say it's surprising or not surprising, but I remember it had a profound emotional impact on me. But when you beat, oh gosh, what's the correct name? It is the water elemental boss from Final Fantasy IV, the Blitzrock. No, I'd have to look it up. Yeah. Anyways, that boss, once you beat it, it's one of the elements that you have to fight. That's part of this
the
crew of
story.
Special super warriors that at the time you think it's one. You think it's Golbez, and then you find out there's more to it with that. So, but this specific one, why do I like it? Because you find out that first off, the Baron wasn't even the Baron for the longest time. This guy had already consumed him and then was an imitation role. And so for your entire time of being a Dark Knight, you were working for this creature, right? So it's like now when you take that aspect of what you thought you were doing as being a good for the the Red Baron fleet. Is that what,
yes, yeah, correctly? The Red Baron fleet.
Like you're doing all these things, and no, it was totally not even for humans that you were working for. You were working for agents of doom, right? And so now that you found that aspect of it, this boss, and this was already after you're backstabbed again by one of your other commanding officers.
Because they just
had to fight just a couple of minutes ago.
Communicate you, yeah.
You had to fight that guy who had 3 heads, one for each arm, and then his main one. And it's like, what? This guy is crazy. So you had to go and fight that guy. And then you're coming into this situation. Okay, I found the king. The king is safe, right? The king is not safe. The king's the enemy.
Yeah.
So now this guy mocks you. The boss fight is one of those sneaky boss fights where when the enemy looks like they're shelled up and it's time to start attacking them, you shouldn't attack them. That's when they destroy you.
Yeah.
Right? So that boss fight element
great.
of it, I thought it was really cool. Because it's like, no, this is the time that you heal. You start to get yourself prepped. And then when he comes out of it, now you attack him. Even though he is going to attack you too, that's okay. Because it's less damaging than the other thing. And once you do that, the boss fight isn't hard. Okay, you've now won, right? So cool. Also, you've gotten the abilities of the twins unlocked. This is sick because their moves are hella good.
Dude, they're so powerful.
Hella
so early
good.
On.
Then you go. You leaving. They set off that curse. That freaking boss sets off that curse, and you know what happens is those powerful twins decide to go ahead and sacrifice themselves to protect everyone.
God,
And
I
then,
hated that part.
right? That thing was just like, oh, gut wrenching. You beat this boss. You finally, after you fought the first time, you got your ass beat. The second time that you went in there, you figured it out. You kicked its butt. You're like, this guy wasn't bad. Only to have that happen. Once that happened, dude, when they started casting soft on them, and you're like, yes, okay, sweet, and it doesn't work. You know what I mean? And you're just like, no,
Like,
God.
why?
I have never forgotten that feeling of dread and disdain to this day. And the first time I played that game was in the early 90s.
Dude, it's a heart-wrenching moment.
Over 25 years of disdain for that boss.
Yeah.
And obviously he who shall not be named is basically the point of
Yeah.
that. It was so dramatic. But that's also kind of part, because you have to realize that in these things that there's gonna be twists and turns in these games. Not everything's gonna work out the way you want them to.
Yeah.
You know, especially if you're fighting for a bigger cause.
Gets you emotionally involved. I mean, that's just the
Emotionally involved.
Side
That
effects of
boss
a good
fight,
story.
That boss fight pulled that in.
Yeah.
Right.
It
That
does.
villain, even though the villain themselves wasn't necessarily like how you had these awesome extrapolations of what they were, right? But this villain set up a scenario that puts you in an emotional cage. You're happy because you beat the game and you have to go forward now, but you're unhappy because you just lost 2 of your friends and 2 of the 3 most powerful people you have.
They're gone. They're just there,
And they're
stuck
gone.
in stone forever. They're not
No,
coming
oh,
back.
hey, we'll get them back later because, you know, no, they're done.
No.
They're dead.
They're dead. Yeah, exactly.
Hope you're proud of yourself. You know, it's like, shit, I should have known there was a trap.
Should have. Really, at that point. Like,
The entire castle was a trap. The entire castle was a trap. So that is number 2 for me. I've been rambling.
I know, and I
Too
feel
much
like since I didn't hear it in the other 2, I feel like our number 1 is the same.
I think so too.
Because we've talked about it before.
Yes. I'm almost certain our number 1 is the same.
Yeah. Number 1 for me, and I'm sure General, Kefka.
Kafka is exactly my number 1 enemy, villain, protagonist in any game.
Period.
Hands down. Period.
Hands down. He's just pure evil. Like, in the most rawest form.
And on top of that, for me being me, which I know is not necessarily you being you, his eccentricness.
Oh, yeah. It just adds
His
to
look.
it. Yeah.
His look, his overall actions, the way he treats scenarios that shouldn't be treated in that manner. He is not a rule follower, yet he demands you to follow his rule.
Mm-hmm.
Yet it's like, wait, what? And yet he is always the one that's got the upper hand.
Always 2 steps ahead.
You know, with the exception of the well played Figaro Castle.
Mm-hmm.
And its ability to go understand, because you know not everyone considers castles just being able to burrow understand.
Yeah.
well played, Edgar. Well played, Savin. That one was definitely a cool thing, because that was one of the only times that he was fooled.
Yeah, he gets caught off guard.
Gets caught off guard, because almost every other scenario, he's like, even when you beat him in Narsh,
Yeah.
you know, he's like, all right, I'll come back and get you another time. You know, it's like he lost a ton of men, but he's like, whatever. You know,
Expendable.
Yeah, they're expendable. I needed to fight you. Test your powers.
Yeah, exactly. It's like always, and that's true. Like, he's like, you have to play my game, but I can change the rules at any time.
At any time.
To benefit my rule. And doesn't he start off the game too, like, just killing half the world straight off the bat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most of his things that he kept on, his way of concocting constant narratives within the Empire was by utilizing ways of killing people. So in what was where Science from Damascus,
Yes.
he poisons the river there.
That's right. Yeah.
right? And that completely wipes out the like 90% of the population there. So that I'm trying to remember where that was located inside of the scope of the kingdoms, because that was a pivotal point because of the train station. Was also not that far away from there as well, because there's a couple of different train station locations. And so taking out that whole place opened up a bunch of area that he was able to continue to branch and look for more espers.
Yes.
Because that was part of his need. He needed the esper energy to move the balance of the planets, or the balance that was done by the statues and how that would affect the planet.
Yeah.
Because there was a hidden power within those statues and what they represented and what they were containing. But by taking that power out of balance, everything else has to now go out of balance to take that power.
Yeah.
He said, fuck it. Let's roll.
That doesn't sound that hard. Let's just do this. Easy.
And here we go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a very Joker-esque moment.
Yeah.
You know, I can picture Heath Ledger and even playing Kafka if there was ever a Final Fantasy VI movie.
Yeah.
You know, like I would have pictured him being able to play that role as well.
Because those guys,
so
like,
superb.
the biggest trait that those two, like Joker, for example, and Kafka share is that there's no good in them. They're through and through, they are just bad. There's no redeeming qualities. There's no chance that they'll come back to the light. No, they're evil people.
And now I can speak more for Joker, because Joker's had so much more time and stories and things put toward him. So there's more developed of his backstory. But the one thing that you have with him that we don't know with Kafka is, I kind of see where he came from ish.
That's
but
true.
He's never coming back.
Yeah, there's no like backstory on Kafka.
There's no backstory that we know to Kafka as far as it's been tossed our way, right? So that's why he is pure enigma energy, because we don't know any backstory to him before his time at the Empire. While with Joker, we've learned that he's gone through some stages before finally hitting Looney Bin Town, and that's where he's going to be. Yep. He is now that person, and he will forever be that person going forward. Because he didn't have fun before, and now he's going to have fun in life.
Yep.
And I tell you, that's how you have fun in video games. Is by enjoying these types of aspects, just like any of the video game tournaments that you might put yourself into. And congratulations on that.
Again, thank you.
Because that is really cool, because I know you're going to do some good stuff with that. And I tell you, you could be a hero, but you might be somebody else's villain.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. You know what though? Dreamers, thank you for listening in on this podcast.
And thank you, Flamly, as well.
I tell you, what another good episode.
This was a good one. It felt so good.
Right? Oh, man. All right, so I could talk forever, but I think what we should do is let you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening wherever you are at.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.